All right, I think we're good.
We're live.
All right. How's everybody doing, guys? I'm Brady Toe Picks Graves, and joined with me as my co-cast is Josh JQ Quest, or Rob, excuse me. Today we're going to be streaming the Iowa State University versus the Missouri Tigers. Iowa State's coming in with a perfect record right now, and Mizzou right now is sitting at 2-2. This is going to be a start of one of the biggest border rivalries that we're going to see in League of Legends for the next couple of years. Iowa State and Mizzou has always had this kind of animosity towards each other, and the best way to solve the animosity is not on the football field or on the basketball court. There is no better place for that than on the Rift, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Iowa State right now coming in with top lane, they have Craze Fight. Jungle, they have Badger. In the mid lane, they have Cade Caudron. In the bot lane, they have Master Goon Master with the support of Space. And on the Mizzou side, you have Paladinus. In the top lane, Risk It in the jungle, Bismarck in the mid lane, Nestor as the ADC, and lastly, you have Cookie sitting down there in the support role for Nestor. One of the biggest things about this game is, of course, the coaches that are leading it. On the Mizzou side, you have I Am Not JP, who has been a perennial player for Mizzou, and a very strong one at that. And some would say that he literally built up Mizzou League from the ground up, making it the powerhouse that it is today on all levels that it is. And on the other side, you have the Foundry for Iowa State, also a very good coach in his own remarks. So the strategy is going to be something that's very, very important in this game. Excuse me. Other than that, this game is going to be a very competitive game. But right now, we're just waiting for the Mizzou jungler to get his stuff together right now. But once we do that, we'll be into game. So, JQ, what do you know about the Mizzou roster, like the champions they play and their playstyle?
That's a great question. Um, I
Yeah.
know we have quite a few one tricks on our team, but
Mm-hmm.
they also excel at many champions other than those. So I imagine we're gonna see a few target bans to get those one tricks out of there.
Absolutely. I honestly think that for the first three bans that Iowa State they're gonna have to use to make this game even competitive is they're gonna have to ban Cookie's Thresh. That's one of his picks that he's brought out as much as he possibly can, and anytime he seems to get that pick, he seems to pop off with it. That's just how Cookie goes. And in the top lane, you have Paladinus, who last season during preseason finished as Grand Master, abusing that Rengar bug, making sure that he could do as much as he could to get to the places that he is. But that's one of the picks that he's really, really strong at. And we're pretty much gonna see Iowa State focus on that top side because at first glance, that top side is going to be the most important role for Mizzou because he is by rank the best player on the team. Other than that, right now, the only thing that we're waiting on is we're waiting on Risk It to finally get back here. But once he does that, we'll be getting into game and getting into the pick bans. Um, all we got to do is just wait for him. Risk It, another player that's been on Mizzou League for a little bit. He is their jungler. He has been playing a little bit of Olaf. He played a lot of Camille before it got nerfed. And recently I saw he's been playing a lot of Elise. So we might see that Elise pick come out today. We don't know entirely for sure what kind of game plan that they've been going on. I know for sure the Mizzou has been scrimming almost every single day, putting in as much as they can to make sure that they are sufficiently prepared for this matchup. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Iowa State reacts to the amount of preparation that Mizzou has put in. It's going to be something that's going to be really, really interesting. And it's definitely going to show once we get into Big Ban, once Risk It gets back from whatever he happens to be doing right now. Um, what do you know anything about Iowa State and the chance that they play?
I have them pulled up here, so I know that much. But other than that, not really. I see a lot of Thresh from their support, a lot of Kai'Sa, which has fallen out of the meta, so they've been practically no lifing Vayne.
Of
The mid
course.
laner also plays a bunch of Aurelion Soul, just like our mid laner. Uh,
So pretty much
a
it's the
lot of
one tricks against each other. So could we see where
Yes.
champions are going to be left open Like you might see the Thresh get left open to bait the first pick Thresh just so the Aurelion Soul can go to the other side? Or do you think they're going to be more target banning out the one tricks to see if the second, third, and fourth pick that they have is going to be as effective as their first?
I I see more of the leaving target picks open, just due to how strong some of the players are in there. Like both players are very strong in their one tricks, and I think
Yeah, no, I
I don't know.
completely agree. I
Yeah.
completely agree. And one of the biggest things here that might come as a surprise is if you look at the rank differences. Iowa State might have the better record right now, but I feel like Mizzou has better individual players. I mean, even if you look in the top lane, that's a full tier rank of a difference between Diamond 3 and Plat 3. In the jungler, it's a little bit closer. In the mid lane, it's pretty much the same, other than Bismarck is in that Diamond 4, so he got up to that Diamond level, which is really good for him. But another one that's going to be really important to look at is if you look at the bot lane. You might see Platinum 1 and Platinum 3 coming out of Mizzou, but the ADC from Iowa State is Gold 1. But looking at the ranks, the support for Iowa State is Diamond 4, which means that the rank difference right there, it's pretty much even, but we're going to have to see how the support role is going to be able to influence that lane. Right now, we're
Yeah, I
still waiting on Risk It to be ready for this game.
I'm sure he's doing something very important right now.
Oh, of course. Knowing Risk It, he's definitely using his time wisely. Um, Maybe getting a little break to prepare himself mentally for this 3-game series that we're going to be going through. But it all depends on how he's feeling. I know that Mizzou did have a really good week of practice, a really good week of scrims. So that's going to be really important to see how those scrims translate to the actual game. It's just going to be really interesting to see how exactly that works out. Yeah, you can see that Riskit's actually in the mentality already. He's got murder on his mind. He is feeling dangerous on this Saturday afternoon right now. He knows that he is going to have to put in some work in the jungle if Mizzou is going to pull out this win. And it's something that they desperately need at a 2-2 record. They're not having the season that they need, that they want to, and they're not having the season that they really need to. This game could be the catalyst for the rest of the games, and especially going up to that Campus Classic that's coming up in April. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how exactly that mindset that he's already seemed to put him in is going to happen. Cookie, on the other hand, his is Brady's voice gives me hope. The only hope we got to go is hope that they all play the way that they know they're supposed to play, but I believe that they can. With the coaching that JP has been giving them this entire week, or really the entire month before this, they seem to be more prepared right now than they have ever been before. And I think that's going to be very, very important. We are still waiting on Risk It, however. So I'm pretty much just going to have to talk for however long it takes for him to do whatever he seems to be doing. We have no update on what exactly he's doing. But according to White Boy 672, it's because Risk It is jittery. He's nervous to be in front of the big stage playing in such a big audience as we are right now of 14 people, which is something looks like they've I thought that was somebody else. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we're still waiting. But this could be used as a strategy, much like in football, where they're icing the other team. The other team's sitting here getting nervous. They don't know how to react to this time where they have to sit there in their thoughts. Mizzou might already be in the enemy team's head right now before the game even starts, before we even get to the pick ban stage. We're already in that level where they are so mentally burned up by the fact this could be a 300 IQ bait from Risk It. You never know. That might be the strat of the year to leave them waiting. However, hopefully we get into games soon. Hopefully we get into games soon.
I imagine we will.
Because right now we're just kind of sitting here waiting for literally anything to happen.
Yup.
Maybe. If it's ever going to happen. We might just sit here for the next 30 minutes, just waiting for Riskit to do whatever he's doing.
Oh, wouldn't that be a great stream?
Oh, that would be absolutely fantastic. Let me see what Riskit is doing. Just so we can get an update on why it's taking him so long to get in here so we can start pick ban. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But again, this is going to be, I can imagine, going to be one of the rivalries that we're going to have because Iowa State and Mizzou are so close in proximity. This is going to be the new border showdown. Move out Arkansas. Iowa State is the one we're really going to have to worry about because they are a really good team. They've shown to be a good team before. But Mizzou's also been that good team that's always been consistently a good team in the region that they're in because we are in a very hard region. I think one of the biggest things about this as well is that when you look at the tags of everybody, the entirety of Iowa State has ISU in their tag. But if on the Mizzou side, you have everybody but Riskit, but the one that we are waiting on doing that. Oh, I guess. Maybe I think we're ready.
Are we?
We are. I think right now we're going to hop into the big band stage. This is going to be really interesting to see how exactly they focus their picks and bans. I guess we'll see right now who Mizzou feels is the most priority ban against Iowa State. They could ban out that Aurelian Soul that Cade Caudron loves to play, or they could ban out that Thresh that Diamond support in Iowa State space also loves to bring out. But they're going to go with the first ban, Yorick, which means it feels like they're going to be playing through their top side through Paladin, which I think is a very good strategy for them because their top side is one of their strongest. Iowa State, on the other hand, bans out Karthus. Pretty much pick ban right now in the meta. One of the strongest picks that you could possibly pick in the jungle that can also be flexed in the mid lane. Just overall, a really good ban for them to make sure that they can control the scaling of the game already. I guess we're going to look in the next ban, and it's going to be the Aurelian Soul. So I guess we're not going to get that leave open the one trick and see if you can get them. Instead, and Iowa State going to ban out the Riven. I don't think the Paladin plays a lot of Riven. So I guess they're just scared about the solo carry coming out of the top lane. They might have seen Viper, or whatever his name is, in the LCS. And everybody knows that Paladin's nickname is Little Viper.
He's also been playing a bit of Riven recently, so they probably just saw the recents.
Right. And then another good ban coming out of Mizzou with the Lysandra. And then the Yasuo ban. Yasuo, I feel like, is one of the strongest picks you can have in this meta right now, especially in this lower elo play, because Yasuo can just absolutely carry a game with the new crit changes. Right now, we're going to get the first pick. The Thresh was left open, so it'd be interesting to see if they're going to pick up the Thresh for Cookie, but instead they're going to pick up the Zilean. What do you think about that Zilean pick, JQ?
Well, as a Zilean one trick myself, I love it. He can be flexed to mid or support. I see they took away a good pick from the enemy team who does play a lot of Zilean at a very high % win rate. Yeah, getting a revive on your team makes it a 6v5 in team fights.
Absolutely. I think something that is interesting, though, is they first picked the Zilean, and Silas is still up if Iowa State would like to pick that up. Silas into Zilean is really good because he can steal that ultimate. But they get a first pick Ezreal on the other team. That's a pick that scales really, really well, but is also extremely safe in lane. So I guess with those picks and Anivia, that they're really going to be playing for that late game scaling team comp. Which I guess that's why that they banned out the Karthus and the Yasuo, because once they get to late game, they are a mess to deal with. But over here on the Mizzou side, I think they're going to be picking themselves up a Zac. They teased the Pantheon, but going for such an early game oriented, goes through all the picks just to pick up Sejuani like there was any surprise there, putting him on the super tank, letting Riskit do what he needs to and just soak up all the damage, and then giving Bismarck Caitlyn, which I think is a really, really good pick into Ezreal because of the range differences between the two aren't that much, and Caitlyn scales as good, if not better, than Ezreal does once you get into late game. If Caitlyn's able to scale up, she becomes an absolute monster in the bot lane and everywhere else in the rest of the game. So I think that's a really, really good pick for them. With the Sejuani, the Zillion, and the Caitlyn, you can honestly keep that Caitlyn alive for so long. On the other side, you've got the Braum and you got the Ezreal, which is a very, very safe lane. They pretty much don't want to have any confrontation for the first 15 minutes of the game. They just want to sit back and do absolutely nothing and farm up for the late game. We're going to see if we are going to get the Thresh ban. It'd be interesting if they don't because Mizzou did not use or did not pick up a support during this. I think the pick from Iowa State shows that they picked up that support so they can start banning out supports. But we do see a Kennen ban. I guess they're really, really, really worried about Paladin in the top lane. To have that giant team fight presence, when you have the Zillion able to put bombs on him, speed him up, and then R him, and then Kennen just is able to just run into the entire enemy team with no fear at all, going 300 miles per hour with his ult up. It's really, really dangerous. So it's really good that they banned out that Kennen, but it's also good that we saw Mizzou ban out that Sylas. Sylas, when he gets Zillion R, or is when he's able to steal Sejuani R, is able to completely change the game in an instant. And what's that cooldown down to 15, 20 seconds, as it does when you get closer to later game. It's just a really, really good ban right now to make sure they cannot have that fight pressure that they would get if they would have Sylas. But lastly, we're going to see a Jax ban. I guess this really shows that they're not afraid whatsoever at Cookie's Thresh, or they believe that the Zillion is the support instead of the mid laner, which it could always be. Zillion's really good for being a flex pick. And it seems like right now, Mizzou is just deciding to ban out some junglers. Sylas can be played in the jungle. Gragas has a lot of impact when played in the jungle. So two really good bans, but not many top bans. I mean, Sylas can be flexed up there. Yorick can also. But they don't really seem to be too worried about the other team's top lane. But we're going to see J4. J4 is a really Ori and early game oriented jungle. That's what JP loves to say the most, is that he's super early game. Because he really, really is. I think something that's really interesting is that you're seeing right now on the oh, never mind. He had Smite and Heal, but he no longer has that. I thought they were doing some crazy strat out of nowhere, but I guess it auto picks them that. And Cookie's actually going to go. What do you think about the Morgana pick when Thresh is up? Are they scared about the Braum Ezreal and don't want to be there trying to make too many plays? Or what do you think the reason for that is?
I can see Morgana as a great pick into that team. They have a lot of CC and like they have a lot of CC and quite a bit of magic damage at the moment. So Morgana can suck that up with her shield.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just picking into that even more.
Yeah, the Vladimir, it's also a pick I've seen Paladin play a lot, and he's been pretty much solo carrying with it. It's one of his stronger picks. So I really respect that he picked that pick into this comp. But other than that, yeah, I completely agree. And on the other side, Maokai is going to be picked up. I guess they saved their counter pick for the very end just to pick Maokai against Vladimir. I respect it, but saving that counter pick for that instead of maybe the jungler or something else, it's a little bit weird, but I guess I respect it. But right now, we're just about to get into game. Very, very, very excited that this is finally happening because we've been waiting for the longest time to actually get into a game. Almost 20-minute delay to get into this game because Riskit had to do whatever Riskit does. Riskit's an interesting human.
Yeah, you can say that again.
All right, we're about to head into game right now. Hopefully. Oh, there's a 3-minute spectator delay. Oh, well, I guess we got to talk for a little bit longer. So one of the biggest things about this comp that they built is that it really seems like it's oriented towards both teams really want to scale in this game, which is something I think is very, very important for both teams. Especially when you have picks like the Ezreal, who is an absolute monster late game. You get hit with one WQ combo, and your entire health bar is just actually gone. I think it's very interesting that they didn't want to pick a tankier team on Mizzou's side. Just going with the Sejuani as the main tank. I think it's a really interesting pick, and it might hurt them in team fights. But I think one of the biggest goals that the jungle is going to have, that Riskit is going to need to have, is making sure that they can get the bot lane ahead. Because this bot lane is pretty much going to be the carry or the decider of this game. It's pretty much Caitlyn or Ezreal. Who's going to become a monster first? And that's really, really important. I do really, really like the Zillion pick because that allows for the Caitlyn to pretty much have a second try at life. And even if she goes GA and decides to do that as well, she'll have 2 revives that she can go on so she can just put out as much damage as she possibly can. Vladimir's a really safe top pick who could also carry the game if given the opportunity and also scales really, really, really well. So I feel like Zillion's just there just to be I'll throw a bomb or two, maybe stun somebody and speed somebody up, and then give somebody a second chance at life. I feel like they're not going to play through that mid lane Zillion. But what do you think about the other team? What do you think that their win conditions are for this next game?
It seems like their win condition is bot lane, like you said. Unless that Jarvan builds damage, most of their team is pretty tanky, with the exception of Ezreal.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I actually really, really like the Anivia pick. So they pretty much have a combo where they have the Maokai, the J4, the Anivia, and the Braum. They have so much CC. The Black Shield for Morgana can only stop one of those from hitting the Caitlyn. So I think in terms of who built the better team comp, it seems like that Iowa State focused more on a team fighting comp, while Mizzou focused more on a little bit of laning, but really scaling to become a monster comp. I feel like they're going to play a lot for picks, having that Morgana there, having the Zillion there, having the Sejuani there. Picks is going to be really important, but I feel like if it's a complete even game and it's a 5v5 team fight, that Mizzou doesn't win that 5v5 team fight. But here we go. We're about to head into game. Finally, after waiting for that spectator delay, now we can finally head into game and actually watch some League of Legends be played. Hopefully.
Don't worry. I hope we don't get into game and there's an immediate pause.
Yeah, that would be a real shame. All right, here we go. As you see the skins running from everybody, you got the Marquise Vladimir, the Poro Rider Sejuani, Blood Moon Zillion, Arctic Warfare Caitlyn, and Exiled Morgana. And from Iowa State side, you got the Festive Maokai, still staying in that Christmas spirit, Darkstar Jarvan, Festival Queen Anivia, Pulsefire Ezreal, and Dragon Slayer Braum. You can see that the support on the other team is one edgy summoner going with the Dragon Slayer Braum. But I feel like in terms of skin game, I feel like Mizzou might have won the skin game already. They've already won with having a pretty much basic theme of what they want to pick in terms of the skin colorization that they like to play. Other than Riskit not having the tag that everybody else on their team has, they seem to be an absolute unit together. So here we go. We're finally going into game. Thank goodness. Maybe. Maybe? Or I guess it's got to take a little bit longer to show up everything. I guess. I don't know entirely for sure. Here we go. There we go. There we go. All right, we're finally into game after it seems like forever waiting for the game to start. I guess right now we're just going to be focusing on Riskit in the jungle. The difference in jungle paths, I think, is going to be something that is really, really important for the two. So we'll have to see how exactly everything works out.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, you can see it invade already. Nestor having to run for his life. Why is the camera running away? The camera is just as scared as Nestor was for that gank. Unbelievable stuff, and right now, for some reason, I can't actually see what everybody looks like. Alright, cool. Go ahead and press that. Now you can see everybody on the screen. After that early flash out of Caitlyn, you can see that the bot lane is already going to be a priority for Iowa State to start ganking, which is really, really important and makes them super vulnerable. Bismarck and Paladin are trying to get a little bit of a ward down to see if they can see the Jarvan and spot him out. That ward also serves two different purposes. It lets them know if he's going to go over to the blue buff or of Risk It, because Jarvan's able to do that if he really wants to, because he clears a little bit faster than Sejuani does. We're going to see them. They're just going to be hitting this red buff. Red buff starts from both of the junglers. This also means that the bot lane from Iowa State is going to be able to get a little bit extra priority. Paladin doing pretty much no damage to that Maokai, but that's what you expect. Already a little bit of poke. The opposing bot lanes, opposing mid lanes, also poking each other a little bit. J4 seems to be looking up for a gank in the mid lane, and he goes for it, and a flash is broken off that already. So already a flash used in the mid lane and the bot lane. The pressure that Iowa State is already able to get is insane, given how early the game is. It's 2 minutes into the game, and there are 2 flashes already gone from Mizzou. That's going to be really huge. That makes it where they can't really fight in these 2 lanes. So, what you can actually see if you look on the map, J4 is looking up to the top lane for a gank right here to get another flash off of them. But instead, he's just going to run away from it. Doesn't seem like it's something he really wants to do. He's going to go over there and steal that blue buff away. Make sure that he has all of the pressure. Good for him. It feels like they're just going to be trading blue buffs. As you can see that Risk It is also doing the same thing in the bot side. They're just going to trade blue buffs, just trade jungles, and just, I guess, kind of relax a little bit. Alright, a lot of damage onto that Braum. So much damage. Even if the lane itself, even if Caitlyn doesn't have a flash, they're still playing extremely aggressive to push that lead that they have. Paladin trading a lot in the top lane, taking off so much damage out of that Maokai, especially because Vladimir almost automatically wins every single trade because of how much lifesteal he actually has. What are your thoughts about the game so far, JQ?
I love seeing the Caitlyn Morgana bot lane, snaring them into trapping them, and I think that's a really good combo there. I like that we went vertical jungling instead of trying to contest anything, playing it safe. Getting the flashes out early will be really impactful. I'm curious to see what how J4 uses that advantage.
Absolutely, I completely agree. It seems like Morgana is not missing a single bind this entire game. He has hit almost every single one. Either that or this Braum is just turning off his brain and running straight into him. I don't know entirely for sure. He is a Diamond player, so I guess maybe when you get to Diamond, your brain stops working as well. I don't know entirely for sure. But he seems to just be taking everything. One good thing to look at right now, there's already some CS difference being built up. As you see, already an 8 CS difference in the bot lane. Which would be even more if Braum didn't have that. Doran's shield. In the top lane, you got about a 6 CS difference. In the main lane, you already have a 10 CS difference. TP blown on both sides from the mid laners. But the Anivia gets so much extra pressure due to the fact that Bismarck had to use his flash super early on. Other than that, not much action, just a little bit of farming. You can actually see, if you look to the top side, this deep vision that Risk It's able to get to secure. And they're going to be fighting for this grab right here. Him going to this is legitimate suicide if he goes for it. But instead, he's going to hit him a little bit. I don't think he sees that the gank is coming. The roam coming from the top side is coming. Risk It's putting himself out of position, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Instead, I think they're all going to back off. Paladin's going to gain that pressure on the top side, and they're just going to have to back off after that. Really interesting stuff. They do get to secure that crab for free, but they lose a lot of pressure on the top side and a lot of farm. I don't think that was really worth it. Other than that, Bismarck, everybody just happy to farm, especially in the bot lane. They pretty much just want to farm up and wait until they're actually useful, which will be about 20 minutes from now. Oh, Cookie is literally smurfing with some of these Qs that he's throwing out. He has hit almost every single one of them. He is actually a monster.
I didn't know he played Morgana.
I don't think anybody knew that he played anybody other than Thresh. But right now they're going to go ahead and secure this Infernal Dragon, which is going to be really, really big for them. That's going to set them up really good for the scaling that they're going to have to do. That's one of the good things about having a Morgana Caitlyn bot lane, is that they're able to poke out and out-push the other team's bot lane so hard that objectives like that, neutral objectives like Crab when it's on the bot side, or Dragon, are pretty much free for them. But as of right now, we're seeing almost a total reset. Top side, there's already a 13 CS difference between the two top laners. Which I think is absolutely crazy, being this, like, only being 6 minutes in, there's already that much of a CS difference. But one of the biggest things to look at is looking at the gold. The gold's still pretty even though the Mizzou got that Infernal Drake. It's going to set them up really well for late game. Right now, I guess everybody's just farming, taking their time. Risk It 1v1ing the red buff. Might actually die to it, but he's alright. Risk It doing his thing. You can see the Anivia right now is pushing up through mid, getting that extra plate, which is 160 gold in the bank for her. That is really, really, really good for her. Other than that, bot lane just content to kind of farm it out. They don't really need to force anything right now, and they know that. They can pretty much just chill here and do what they want. Paladin taking a lot of free damage, but I don't think he's back yet. Since last time he backed, I'm pretty sure the Maokai already had to waste his TP to come back up. So no matter how much Paladin gets poked out here, as long as he doesn't die, it's not really going to be an issue. Other than that, you can see that Jarvan's getting ready to give up this blue buff over to his Anivia to make sure that she can kind of get that lead that she already has, being 24 CS, make it even more than it already is, which is going to be something that is huge. I think that Risk It is going to be focusing on doing the exact same thing, going up to that blue buff, but I don't know if he's going to give it over to that Zillion. He actually is going to give it over to the Zillion. I think that's really good. Zillion really needs that to keep up in this kind of lane. Other than that, if you look at the buys from everybody in the game, you can see that the Maokai decided to go MR, which makes a lot of sense considering he's against a Vladimir. Both junglers decided to go Blue Smite, which means they're really looking for that pressure. You can actually see Risk It looking for a gank, but I don't know if he's going to find it. He's only backed once. He's actually not going to go for that gank. Got a little bit of push up there. Oh, we might see a 1v1 kill in the top lane. Paladin getting absolutely smacked up, but it's alright. He doesn't care about it. He's Paladin. Paladin never fears. Nestor diving the buff, diving the tower. He's insane. And he gets killed for first blood. Oh my goodness, he's actually insane. Now you're going to see a little bit of a dive coming out of Risk It, but he's going to tank an extra tower shot. Bismarck's going to take two. He has to use ult. What is that dive in the bot lane? But he's going to be fine. It's going to be a 1-for-0. Both sums brought out from both of the bot laners. And also a flash coming out of Morgana. That was a really interesting dive that we just saw. They knew that the Braum had ult up. They knew that the Braum doesn't take like any damage, but instead Nestor decided to still go for it. Definitely a man play, but I don't know if it was necessarily the right play to go there. Other than that, even if you look back at the... Well, first, you need to look at the gold total difference between them. There is already 1.6k gold difference, and there's only been one kill on the board. Bismarck uses TP and almost gets one shot by the Anivia. Anivia is already up 43 CS in 10 minutes. That is so much gold, almost up an entire item off of them. Also has TP up, so she's going to be able to back. She's getting more and more pressure, stealing these here as well. Her advantage is being pushed over into the jungle as well. It's not just hitting her lane, but it's also hitting that, hitting the jungler as well. Alright, so right now you're going to see Risk It try to respond to the early pressure that they have, that Iowa State has by going for Whitfield. That's really, really good. Bismarck just going to get one shot in the mid lane. Absolutely deleted from the game. Zillion, no longer a champion, just got removed from it. Morgana's just going to run over here, realize that she might have been a little bit too late to do anything there. Instead, is just going to move herself back down to the bot lane. You still see the Sejuani getting the Rift Herald, which is really, really important. Gets it for free, no problems. That's going to be really good later when it comes to evening up this mid lane. One of the biggest differences between the two is that Zillion doesn't have a single plate that he's gotten, and Anivia has gotten 4. That is so much gold already. I don't know what just happened. That's definitely bugged. I don't know what he just got trapped to the wall like that. That was definitely a bug. Riot spaghetti code, by the way. But right now you can see that they're going to be going for that red, or for the Infernal, which is going to be really good for them. Mizzou pretty much has to back off, or they're going to suicide and die. So Iowa State evening up the advantage they have. Getting that Inferno drink to even up the Drake count. Up 2 kills and 2k gold already. But you're going to see a little bit of action in the bot lane. Nestor's insane. He's going to get the first kill on him. But instead, Cookie steals the kill. But they're going to be going for the Zezreal. Just kidding. It's just going to be him. Nestor just doesn't have his monitor on. That would have been a free kill if he would have been there. Risk it just chilling down there, putting down the Rift Tail. They're going to be able to dive this and most likely get both kills if they both decide to stay. Anivia is rotating down from the mid lane to be able to make sure that there's not much they can do here. But I feel like after getting the first turret, which is going to be really, really big for them, they're pretty much just going to have to back off unless they really want to fight this. Anivia does have Egg, so fighting it wouldn't be the worst idea. J4 has ult, but decided not to use it. He could have flashed R there if he really wanted to. They're going to go ahead and get the egg out, and Nivea pretty much just inted. Riskit's going to take a little bit of damage, not give the kill over to the Caitlyn, which is really interesting, but he's going to get that kill anyway. And that is a 3 for nothing trade and a tower. Or a 2 for nothing trade and a tower. That's going to be really, really good for them in the end. Other than that, Paladin getting 1v1 by the Maokai. Maokai is just such a tanky champion that he's able to do whatever he wants and not really take that much damage. But Paladin's just going to walk out of here. Oh, the flash from both of them! That was an ambitious flash from the Maokai. Very, very ambitious. JQ, what do you think about the game pace so far? What do you think that Iowa State's doing right now to be able to get ahead as they are?
They just threw a big lead that they had, so...
They really did, yeah.
I would have said keep using their lead to get objectives, but they don't have that anymore.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong. Actually, the gold total, instead of being down 2k, Cookie with a binding into the nowhere. Literally into nowhere. I think with this, they switched. Nestor's almost getting one shot, but he kills the Maokai. That's going to be really good for him. He's going to get Braum ult out. Cookie's going to die, but you get the TP out of Paladin to make sure that they can turn this fight around. But Anivia is rotating up with no help from the Zillion. Nestor has to flash out, but they get the J4, and they're probably going to get the Braum as well. Paladin does so much damage out of nowhere. Unbelievable that they won that like that. You can see...
Poor Nestor has never landed an ult.
Yeah, Nestor, he's just getting everything taken from him. It's like the ult doesn't exist. He's almost going to get one shot, but he doesn't matter because Zillion lets him just int if he wants to, but it doesn't matter. You're going to see a TP out of Maokai to try to turn the fight, but they're going to trade kills. One of the biggest things about that is the shutdown that the Anivia just got from doing that. Anivia ended up getting a 450 gold shutdown for that. And Nivea is just going to smack the tower in the bot lane, continue to stack that mana immune, and get ready for late game, because late game is really going to have to really shine here. A little bit of a fight in the mid lane. The Braum decided to walk into 2 people without thinking twice, but he's going to be able to jump away, and he's going to walk out just fine there. Alright, that 2k gold lead that Iowa State did have, they completely lost it all. Now being down 1.7k, Mizzou being able to flip the script and completely outplay Iowa State. And the last couple of plays just happened. That bot move that they did, it looked like they were inting, but instead it was all carefully calculated. the way that they did it. Putting down that Rift Hail, getting first tower, getting the kills, trading 2 for 0. That is insanely, insanely good for him. Alright. Right now, Iowa State, since they're so backed up and they've lost so much pressure, they really have to focus on getting vision control back. There is a third Infernal coming down, and whoever gets this, it's really gonna tell the tale for the rest of the game. Infernal is one of the best drags you can get when it comes to scaling up into the later game. 2 Infernals is insanely good. But now the Maokai is just going to take so much damage out of nowhere. He just gets... What is he doing? JQ, please put me in the mindset of what that Maokai just did.
That Maokai just got Morgana binded and Caitlyn trapped. There was nothing he could do there.
Wow. That was very, very interesting. A little bit of a misstep coming from the Maokai. But with that, they're going to trade towers. Mizzou's going to lose their mid lane, but they're going to gain that top lane tower. And right now, because of all the pressure that... Well, because the bot lane of Mizzou was in the top lane, just clearing out that tower, they got the tower. But if Iowa State was smart here, they would try to force a fight here. They have the man advantage. It's a 4v3 right now. And the strongest person on Mizzou isn't even there right now. But instead, they seem like they're just going to give it all away. They're going to give up this Inferno Dragon instead of fighting it like they should have. It's going to reset, but it's not going to matter. Now, I'm pretty sure if Iowa State fights this, that they automatically lose this fight. Just a misstep, honestly, from Iowa State. You wouldn't think... What's up?
I'm pretty sure that's a mountain.
Oh, that is a mountain. Sorry. A mountain drake.
I saw it come up as Infernal was coming up too, and I was like, that's not an Infernal Drake, that looks mountainish.
Yeah, I just looked at the top left and it looked Infernal. Oh, but Risk It just running it down. I guess that 20 minutes that he took was not... did not help the mental there. So sorry, I guess the indicator, I forgot Riot Spaghetti Code. Yeah. And the Infernal Dragon in the top left was actually a mountain dragon in real life. I just did not look. I apologize for that. Important. Yeah, still very good. That gives the pushing power along with the scaling power over at Mizzou. They have that pushing power advantage. And it's actually going to help them get these next drags and this Baron, which is coming up in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Really, really good. Looking at the item difference between the two, Nestor already has his IE. Already has his static Shiv, compared to Ezreal, who went with his Frostborn Gauntlet, which doesn't really give him that much damage, and then a Manamune that's not even stacked up yet. The difference between the bot lane is so great right now. Caitlyn is in such a good position to carry this game as long as they don't make too many mistakes here, which I don't think that they're going to be able to... I don't think they're going to do with the coaching that JP has given them. I think it's really, really good for them, and it really bodes well for the future of this game. Right now, you see Mizzou has that 3K gold lead. 20 minutes into the game, they completely flipped this game. That just shows how well that Mizzou has been coached and as well as Mizzou has been practicing. To be down 2K gold and have such demoralizing fights that have happened before that big fight, it really shows the mental of the team to be able to overcome that and put themselves back into a position where they can win this game. So JQ, what do you think about the game so far? What do you think that Iowa State has to do to bring this back, and what do you think Mizzou has to do to win the game?
Mizzou just has to press their lead and not throw it, really.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong.
As for Iowa State, they just have to play it slow and scale up. Like, let Ezreal stack that Manamune. Let Maokai get tanky. Let Braum get tanky. And they could probably withstand it. Like, if they just play it slow.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest things to look right now is that it seems like Mizzou's playing towards this Baron. Like, I feel like they really want to end this game as quick as possible. We're getting a little bit of a fight over here in the bot lane between Paladin and Craze Fight. It doesn't really matter too much because both of them don't really take any damage with the tankiness or the just the sustain that Vladimir has. Right now it's just a vision game, but they're actually going to go for it. They're going to go for it with Paladin in the bot lane. Iowa State literally has no idea. At least they didn't until just then when they get to see that they're doing it. But the question is, you get a TP out of there. You get 2 TPs into the bot lane. That's going to force Mizzou off of it, but it's going to allow Paladin to push out that bot lane tower with his TP still up. I think that is a really good macro play. But right now, Maokai also inting again. Cookie doing so much. And the person who's doing even more is Nesh to get the TP out of Paladin to be able to turn the fight. And with that, it's already a 2-for-0. Maokai's going to come in and try to do something, kill somebody, but he's not going to be able to do it. That's 4 dead for Iowa State. And Mizzou is going to be able to take this Baron just like that. All it took is 1 misstep. And with that, that is a free Baron to be given over to Mizzou. Especially with this mountain, this is going to make their ability to actually get even further ahead even better. All right.
I think Sejuani, Zillion, Morgana, and Caitlyn is a great CC lock combo. Like, you just saw it there.
Yeah, it's so good. Man, they did it almost like literally to perfection. They didn't lose a single person there. They barely had to use any sums as well. Caitlyn still has flash. Zillion still has flash. Paladin had to use his flash, but it didn't matter because he just one-shot him. That was insanely good coming out of Mizzou. Shows the poise, shows their ability, and with that, they're up 7k gold. They've got Baron. Infernal might be coming up. I can't tell for sure because Riot Spaghetti Code, but I think that is going to be an Infernal. That's going to be a second Infernal, I believe, coming over to Mizzou almost for free. Depends if Maokai also just inting. Oh no, he's just going to run back. Paladin 1v2ing, but he's so ahead, it doesn't really matter too much. He's going to have to use his pool, but he's just going to be able to walk away for free. Maokai's going to use ult. Oh my god! What? Okay. That was a lot of damage. Alright. And with that, yeah, after your support gets one shot like that, I would run away too. J4 is also dead, so they don't have a smite. Mizzou's going to get this for free. That is a second Infernal and a Mountain Drake going over to Mizzou. They're up almost 10k gold. With this, I feel like the only goal they have to do is really just find an end to this game and do it before Iowa State can scale up to what they want to be. The jungle pressure from Risk It was super, super good already. Paladin was just able to 1v1 that lane. And just the combination of Nestor's Caitlyn and Cookie's Morgana, the ability to get the Morgana-Caitlyn lane was so powerful for them that it didn't matter that Ezreal and Braum just wanted to farm for a little bit because they weren't able to farm because of the ability the Cookie had. Right now, Bismarck... J4 is just running into them right now. He seems like he's already gone next with what he just did there. He just literally just jumped into his own death, knowing that Zillion had R. Definitely a little bit of tilt, maybe, showing up. I'm not entirely for sure.
I mean, 10k gold down, I'd start to tilt.
You're definitely not wrong. After how good this game seemed to look, I mean, just look at the KDA differences between everybody. You have a 1-5-2 Braum. If this was solo queue when I did that, I would have gotten ×9 by now. Just the KDAs all around. The Caitlyn's already 9, 2, and 6, 1,000 gold bounty, 3 completely finished items along with his boots. Ezreal hasn't even gotten close to his 3rd, and he still has to stack up another tier. The only way I see Iowa State having a chance and the rest of this game is if this game goes 15 minutes longer. Because at that point, maybe they're able to come back. But right now, Maokai, he's getting caught out again, and with that, that's going to be another free kill. Riskit's going to get the kill. J4 is also going to go down. That's 2 dead. Iowa State. Mizzou's just going to push out this topside tower. Man, oh man. Just dominant fashion coming from Mizzou right now. Braum's going to use ult. Cookie's going to die pretty quick, but it's not going to matter. They get the Braum. Any trade that they really have, even if everything from here on out is a 1-for-1, it's still so much better for them because of the 2 picks they already got. They really need to focus on getting this now. Getting this tower now. Cookie's going to hit the Anivia. It's almost going to one-shot him, but it doesn't quite do it. They're going to go ahead and look for this inhibitor tower. Brisket's going to push up a little bit, getting all of his health back because of the Warmogs he has. He's just going to walk off. They're just going to take that inhib tower and go off. Do their thing. I think that's actually really smart for them. Instead of grading for the tower and possibly dying and losing the lead, they know that Paladin is going to be able to pretty much 1v1 this Maokai no matter what. I mean, Paladin's up 120 CS. That is disgusting. He's up double the CS of the enemy top laner. I don't know what just happened there. I think he might have just wasted his stopwatch. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but I'm almost for sure that Badger is definitely tilted right now. By the way, just dominant team fighting. Right now, there's going to be 2 objectives about to come up. You have Baron coming up in about a minute. And Mizzou's going to look to get that Baron so they can take control of the rest of the game. Pretty much, I'm sure if they get this Baron, it's almost going to be guaranteed GG's. Right now, the Iowa State's just looking for a pick. But Mizzou's smarter than that. They know not to run into a bush that they can't see anything from because they know that if they do that, they're getting one shot. Right now, Iowa State's just chilling together, holding hands, thinking about what they can do better next time, I guess.
Singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, I think they've just mentally checked out already. Baron's coming up in 18 seconds. Everybody's going over to this Baron because Baron's going to be the next big and pretty much the biggest objective in the game. But I feel like all Mizzou wants to do is maybe bait this Baron or get it for free. And if they bait the Baron and force a fight, I think that might be best case scenario because they're up 11k gold. With that, the Brahm's getting taken out. He got hit by 700 damage. He is a Braum. And he took 700 damage from one auto from Cookie. Or, excuse me, from Nestor. Goodness. And with that, with the support being chunked out that much, they're just going to be looking to get this Baron. They got 2 control wards in there just to make sure. You never know when there could be a ward hiding. Badger's going to try to force it, but he's going to get one shot after missing the combo and then getting stunned out. Roots are going to miss another, but it's not going to matter because they're going to focus on this Maokai next. On the other side, you see the kill there. Ezreal's going to go down, and Anivia might go down next. It doesn't really matter. Paladin's going to chase him down, but with that, I think they're going to look for the end. They're going to get that mid tower, they're going to get the 2 inhibs, and they're going to look to finish the game off, or they're just going to get the inhibs up. Alright. Cade has literally given up this game. They've already gone next. They're already mentally in the next game. Yikes. Well, with that, they're going to go ahead and get both inhibs. Going to put them in a really good position. You're going to see that they're probably going to go over to Baron now. Secure that Baron. Once they secure Baron, they're going to end game. Pretty much as simple as that. I feel like Iowa State, their mental is pretty broken. You hate to see that in Collegiate League of Legends, especially at this high of level. But when you're down 14k gold, it's 24-7 kill-wise. Caitlyn is just able to do whatever she wants. She's 12-2-9. Insane. Absolutely insane. With that, they're going to reset. Maybe look over into this ocean. I mean, Iowa State's going to go for it, but I don't think it's really going to matter if they get that ocean. I mean, if the game's... I mean, the top side, 2 times CS difference. I mean, in the mid lane, you have that... You know, there's a big gap there. But it doesn't matter when the enemy ADC is 12-2-9. Or even if you look at all the KDAs, I know I've been focusing a lot on Nestor's Caitlyn. Well, let's just look at everybody, right? So you have Paladin, 5-0-8, going for the perfect game. You have Brisket jumping into the fray. Oh, never mind, that's his entire team there. My bad, I'm colorblind. 3-1-10. Zillion, 2-1-7. And then you have Caitlyn, 12-2-9. Then you have Cookie. Imagine having 3 deaths. Couldn't be me. 2-3-17. The most deaths on the team. But what's new? That is the Cookie special. Doesn't matter though, because they're setting up to take this next inhib. with 3 inhibs down, I don't think Iowa State really has anything they can do. Badger's going to go in, but he does literally nothing. Like, literally nothing to him. Nestor's going to go down, but it doesn't matter because he has a GA. He also has Zillion. Riskit's going to into the Maokai, but it's okay. Because they're just going to finish the game. Maokai trying to get his KDA up right now, but it doesn't matter. He actually made it go down. And with that, Mizzou's going to secure game 1. Alright. Really, really good game. Absolutely clean game coming out of Mizzou. Absolutely clean. That's what you really love to see.
Fun fact you may not have known. Getting over 100 CS over your lane opponent is generally called the Flame Horizon.
Absolutely. Absolutely agreed there. I was removed from the party. That is a shame. You hate to see it happen. But again, Riot Spaghetti Code, so I'm pretty sure that happens all the time. Cookie securing half of his team's deaths, which is okay. It be like that sometimes. All right. And with that, we're just waiting on another invite. Right now, we're going to look at the advanced details to see what exactly went wrong. I mean, when you look at the damage charge, there's a distinct difference. Like, there's something that's not like the other here, right? I don't know. It might be the Caitlyn that did 30k damage. It might be the Vladimir that did 30k damage. But in the end, great game coming out of everybody. Even Cookie coming in with 21 assists like an animal. An absolute monster in the support role. It's fantastic to see. You love to see it like that. Just Mizzou, once they got a little bit ahead, they snowballed that lead so hard to get where they are now. And I think we got something from Paladin. Oh. All right, and we're never going to look at Paladin's messages ever again. That was one of the worst things I think I've ever witnessed. I don't know what to say about that. I am repulsed. All right. Here we are. Go back over to spectate. Whew. Yikers. Really good game out of them, just showing their dominance the entire way through. But I think one of the most interesting things to see right now is what are they going to do different? What are they going to ban different? Do you think Mizzou's going to do the same bans?
I can imagine so. Like, nothing on their team seemed a threat. Like, the biggest threat I saw on their team was Anivia, but like, she needs a team to help her.
Yeah, no, you're definitely not wrong. Like, the Nivea, like, did good in lane, smashed mid lane, like, was just playing super, super, super well, especially after Bismarck was forced to flash because of the early J4 gank, which J4 needed to do. Still waiting for toe picks. Oh, still waiting to get toe picks. All right, cool. But right now we're gonna go ahead and head into game 2. I am really uncomfortable. So Mizzou is gonna be on red side, correct?
I think yes.
All right.
Someone tell Riskit to change his club and his profile picture.
Yeah, he is actually trolling. Literally trolling. Hard trolling. No doubt about it.
I wonder if I can tell him real fast.
Let him know he needs to step it up a little bit. Get with the team. All right. Can't be doing that. All right. But Riskit's mind of saying murder on my mind, his mindset, you could tell he was there to completely smash. They need to wait for Ben to get in here. I don't know what that means. I don't know what we're waiting on. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I guess there's just a little bit of friendly banter between the two teams that... Oh, talking to the coaches right now. I don't know who Ben is, but Ben is tilted. He has to get a talk to him. I'm sure he's either the top laner or he's either the top laner, the jungle, or the support. I would say maybe the mid laner, but his name's Cade. And I would say Ezreal, but he feels like he didn't have too much of a reason to tilt. I mean, if my support did that, I would probably tilt. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, he played Ezreal in this meta, in
Yeah.
crit meta.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Picking Ezreal should be an auto report. Even though it scales really well, you're still picking Ezreal, which is literally somewhat trolling. Hopefully, after this game, I'm hoping I can get an interview with A Team, with Mizzou. We'll see. We'll see. Let me go ahead and ask him, see if we can set up an interview. After the BO3. All right. We'll see if we can get an exclusive interview after this best of 3 with one of the Mizzou University of ULOL. I forgot how to speak English. I need to take a sip of water. There we go. Back into it. I can speak English again. Right now, we're still waiting on something to happen. Somebody is super, super tilted. And I mean super tilted. They are not in the good. I think that it might be Space, because Space hasn't talked in this chat. I think Space is hard tilted. I mean, after getting smashed by a Plat 1, Plat 3 lane when you're Diamond 4, I would also be tilted. But hey, it'd be like that sometimes. It'd definitely be like that sometimes. But he might have to take the 15-minute break that Riskit had to take. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Riskit in his solo queue games beforehand. But it didn't translate to the Rift. To the Rift that they play on. So that's really, really good. Overall, Mizzou just completely dominated Iowa State there. All right. Just completely dominated Iowa State. Just absolutely did whatever they wanted to Iowa State there, which is really, really good for them. That's what they had to do. Even though, in theory, Iowa State had a better team fighting comp, it didn't matter because just Mizzou is just able to steamroll top and steamroll bot and play mid lane, but play Zillion and press R, which is all you really need to do as Zillion. They played their team comp to perfection. They lost 2 flashes within the first 2 minutes in the game, and it didn't affect them whatsoever. They were still able to absolutely dominate and do whatever they really wanted to. But I think right here we're getting a ready call from Iowa State, which hopefully means we're going to get a ready call from Mizzou, hopefully. Oh, just kidding. Bathroom breaks. Nice. Had to go on a little potty break after that game. They got a little excited. Unlucky. Definitely unlucky. Oh, never mind. They're ready. All right, cool. Their bathroom break was real short. All right. I don't know what BDC means. It might be an ode to I'm a cutie pie, but I can't say it out loud because I'll get fined. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right. Hopefully, we're going to be getting into picks and bans. Hopefully. I guess I don't know if they realize that. Okay. Here we go. Badger is big man. All right. Cool. Hopefully. All right. Going back into the pick ban stage, I want to see Iowa State switch up what they're going to be banning. If I were them, maybe ban the Caitlyn Morgana. Either one of the two. Because that absolutely smashed them last game. They literally, it looked like they couldn't even compete against that bot lane. Such a strong bot lane, but instead, they're still scared of Paladin in the top lane, going to first ban the Riven. Which I think is a really bold, I didn't think he did much, and like, comparatively. Caitlyn, he had a lot of pressure in those side lanes, but in terms of who really did a lot of damage in the team fighting, that was definitely Caitlyn. But we're going to see a York ban again. It seems like Mizzou's just going to stay the same. Do exactly what they did last time. It worked really, really well. None of the picks other than the Anivia seem strong. on Iowa State's side. It just seemed like they were weak picks, where they didn't know how to play them very well, and it just didn't go well for them. But here we're going to get a Yasuo ban from Iowa State. Just a scary pick overall. If you give Paladin Yasuo, you give anybody a Yasuo for that matter, they can 1v9. Here you go. They're going to ban out the Aurelian Soul. Bismarck's crying on the inside, but it's alright. Because Cade Calderon is crying harder. But who's really crying is Nestor, who's losing his Caitlyn. Caitlyn's going to be banned out with the last ban over there. Mizzou's going to pick their last ban here. We're going to see if they do what they did last time. They're going to switch it up. I mean, when the formula is good, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they're not. If it ain't broke, they're going to go ahead and ban out that Lissandra again. Lissandra's just such a scary pick when it comes to the ability it has to roam everywhere it wants to. Iowa State looking to pick up Skarner, which is hard trolling. In solo queue, Skarner's hard trolling, but in a team setting, Skarner's actually a really good pick because of the CC that it allows to happen. But instead, they're going to take the Sejuani away from Riskit, not give Riskit that power pick. So now Mizzou's going to get their 2 picks here. We're going to see what they're going to pick. If they're going to pick for a counter pick here, instead they're going to pick up the Morgana again, opting to not pick Thresh, just give them the Morgana again, and then the Zillion. They seem like they want to keep pretty similar to the last team comp they had, other than obviously the Sejuani and the Caitlyn. But the Zillion pick, really, really good. I just think it's going to be really interesting how the bans are going to go after this, because with support and mid already taken first, they're going to get the Silas and the Quirky. The Silas is so scary when it's against a Zillion. That is so scary. The Quirky as well, able to just do what he wants. So I'm pretty sure that's top, jungle, and maybe mid or ADC. I think Quirky can play both. I don't know what Master Goon Master likes to play in the bot lane. But you never know. But over here, they're going to pick the Lucian. Lucian is just disgusting on this patch. I mean, Lucian is just nasty. There's a reason why in LCS the Lucian is pick ban, but usually banned first. Because Lucian is absolutely nasty in game. But Mizzou's going to look over here. Just ban out the Ezreal. Don't want that safe pick. And
I didn't expect an Ezreal ban.
Yeah, I didn't either. I think they really want to force Iowa State into a lane where they have to fight. Pretty much. They don't want them to be able to play safe, but they're going to ban on another ADC in Vayne. So Vayne and Ezreal both taken off the board. Vladimir taken off the board away from Paladin, which is really good. I'm pretty sure Master Goon Master has been spamming Vayne.
Yep, can confirm.
So that is really good. That's really, really good for him. Not for that guy. That guy is not happy right now. But they really don't want to give Riskit the tank junglers. I think what they want to do is they want to take away as many tanks as you can from them and force Paladin onto a tank, or make that team not have a tank, which is going to be something that is insanely important when it comes to team fighting. Because already the team comp that is being built on the side of Iowa State, it's a team comp that's built around team fighting again. Having the Corki is just so much damage. Silas can take whatever ultimate he wants, and having the ultimates that there's already been shown, Morgana, you're getting Zillion, you're getting Lucian, you're getting J4. Every single one of those ultimates are really, really, really good for him. But they're going to pick up Sivir, so just sit there and clear waves for 45 minutes, taking the path of least resistance. I think Sivir is way more safe than Ezreal is because of that spell shield. It's going to work really well when it gets Morgana. But they're going to go Sivir and Nami. Nami being the classic pick for a 13-month sub of Pokimane. So going for the Braum didn't work, so instead you have to go to the old reliable in the Nami. And then here we're going to see a top lane, unless it's a J4 top or a Zillion Klepto patched out of the game. But instead they're going to give him Jax. That is disgusting. Jax is such a good champion, and especially when you're going to be able to have that scaling ability with the Lucian, with the Zillion R, this Jax is going to be able to do what exactly he wants. See, that's one of the differences between the two bands. Iowa State decided instead of they decided pretty much to ban out Zach. They were more scared of Risket's Zach than they are of Paladin's Jax. That might serve to hurt them at the end because of the influence that Jax could have on a game. And when we saw it in LCS, when Broken Blade pulled it out, he was able to completely smash that lane. You might see something just like this. I mean, you're going to see a Sylas against a Jax, which I think Jax might win that matchup. I'm not entirely for sure. But even if it's just a skill matchup, Paladin is so skillful on Jax. He's so skillful in the top lane. He's going to pretty much be able to fight this Sylas from level 1 and pretty much show his dominance throughout the entire game. But right now, we're going to have this 3-minute delay. But during this 3-minute delay, I want to remind you guys, I am Brady Topix Graves, and I'm co-casting with Josh JQ Rob. We're really glad to be here. We're really happy that JP allowed us to have this opportunity to cast this game for you guys. It's already been a lot of fun, and we're ready to see, hopefully, Mizzou catch another dub. Overall, I'm not going to plug any of my stuff because that's disrespectful. I think I would never be allowed to do this ever again if I did that. But in terms of win conditions, JQ, what do you think the win condition for Iowa State is going to be?
Iowa State, 300 farm Sivir.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Sivir, with the new Essence Reaver changes that just came out on this patch, like the buffs to it, it made Sivir really, really, really good. Like, really, like she was already good, but it made her so much better for no reason.
I think Sivir is probably the best pick they could have picked into this team because, as we saw last game, getting hit by a Morgana binding set up the rest of the team, and they drafted a very similar thing this time. So if Sivir has that spell shield, she can't get hit by it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a really good pick. It's a really safe pick. Mizzou knew that they were going to probably play safe, so that's why they banned out the Ezreal. But Sivir can also get smashed really easy. It depends on the difference in cooldowns between the bindings, or if Space is going to do what he did last game and just face tank every single Morgana Q. It might not matter what the Sivir does because the Nami will be 0-9 and the Lucian will be 9-0, which would be nasty. One of the biggest differences I think here is the jungle difference here. They pretty much swapped champions, where Risket's going to be on the J4, which is a really early game oriented champion. I feel like Risket's going to be focusing on the top lane the most, because if you get that Jax ahead, the game's pretty much completely over. Jax is able to completely control the game from that point and pretty much 1v9. Lucian can also do the same. And I think Zilean has the same purpose as he did last time. Just be there and press R and maybe E when you needed to get somebody in there quick. Zilean's not known as a damage pick. It's really Zilean is the Ashe of the mid lane, pretty much. Not really there to do the most damage, just there to kind of help. Just, hey, I'm Zilean and I'm helping.
You definitely give up early game to be a great mid game and late game pick.
Absolutely. I really do like the pick though, because it works out with the way that they're trying to design this comp. But right now we're going to go ahead and head on into game. University of Missouri versus Iowa State. Game 2 already. Mizzou's up 1-0. Let's look at the skin difference. Skin difference is always one of the biggest things. Mizzou had the better skins, and they won the game. Already, when you look at the skins, Sylas doesn't have a skin.
He doesn't have a lot of options to choose from.
I know, but still, I'm gonna have to turn myself down a little bit so you can hear JQ a little bit more. I know I'm really, really, really loud, but that's just, it'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, JQ, if you could still talk a little bit louder, that'd be dope. Want to make sure everybody can hear that wonderful voice of yours.
I'll do my best.
Oh, there you go. All right. Perfect. So, already we're going ahead and hopping into game. Very, very nice. All right. We're going to see how they decide to start off this game. It seems like for some reason the red side... Oh, they're going for something that I used to see in like earlier seasons, where they're going to try to cheese, go all 5, but it seems like Iowa State knows this is going to happen. They're pinging 1,000 different things right now, and it feels like there's going to be a fight right when they get up to this bush. If Sever actually sits in it. Instead, she's going to ward it. She's literally playing as safe as humanly possible. If we could see a 5v5 here, it would be dope. We might see if Iowa State's going to choose to fight. They know that they see him down there in that bot side. They know they're going to be here, and we might actually see a fight. So this could be really, really good for Iowa State. They have a team with a Sivir that does a little bit of damage already. Nami, who has the bubble. Silas, who's Silas, so he has that crowd control if he decides to use it. Here, they're going to run right into him. They're going to run right into him. It's a massacre! 3-man bubble! Oh, Nest has to use flash. Cookie has to use flash for ignite. That's 2 flashes. Oh, no, that's, 2 flashes. No ignite, excuse me, on Cookie. That's a flash on Nestor, who goes down. That's a flash on Bismarck, who's able to live. So again, you're seeing the 2 summoner spells being used this early, but the difference this time is you're going to see 2 kills on the board for Iowa State. Iowa State starting strong, starting fast, a really ballsy play coming out of Mizzou, but they're really feeling confident right now, and that confidence might hurt them right there. But already you're going to see the kills. 1 kill went on Sejuani, which means literally nothing, and then another kill went on Corky, which is huge. Corky's already going to be able to completely outpoke this Zillion. The Zillion's just going to have to sit there and enjoy playing the game of League of Legends. Because he's just going to be forced off. Oh, Sejuani already coming to the bot lane. That's a flash bubble from the Nami. This Nami's literally going insane. Nestor's going to go down. That's 2 deaths already on the Lucian. Sivir got that kill as well. This Sejuani already putting in so much pressure at the beginning here. 2 deaths already coming out of Lucian. Such a different game already. Nami with that beautiful flash bubble. You really have to respect it. You don't really see that very often, the Sejuani coming in for a level 2 gank. But there, it just really, really worked well. Cookie also just deciding to sit there. He might go down. He has to flash. Sivir flashes as well. Questionable flash out of Sivir. I guess she wanted to get the kill. But if the bubble hit, that was going to kill anyway, so there's no reason to flash there. Maybe still a little bit tilted from last game. Really wants to try to show out this time. Maybe heard what I was saying last game. Maybe got a little angry about it, but it's alright. It'd be like that sometimes. Lucian still being able to trade out. Went back, and the only thing he really got was a refillable potion. That is rough. Silas is going to be able to pretty much completely out-trade with the way that he's positioning himself in the lane. Paladin's already super low. The trading already. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool with me, JQ. Okay. We might have a guest to come join us. Mizzou, some would say legend. I only solo queue. He might be joining us here in the casting booth. We'll have to see. But until then, we're just going to keep on looking at the game. Right now, it's 3-0. Already a 1k gold lead 4 minutes into the game. That is just disgusting. J4, instead of using... Oh, what's up, Ben? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man.
Alright, so this is Ben. I only solo queue. Last name I don't know. And you play on the Mizzou League of Legends team, correct? Did you play on B team or A team?
I'm actually currently the 6-man on the A team.
Alright, so we got some insight from the 6-man himself.
Yeah.
But Cookie, level 2, gonna die a second time, getting bubbled and then killed by the Sejuani. Just kidding, they let him live a little bit longer, just to add insult to injury. Sorry about that, Ben, what were you saying?
No, you're fine. You do your thing. I was just saying how is the 6-man kind of the wild card of the group?
Oh, there you go, that's...
Spicy place, yeah.
Always good to be that wild card. Well, they might need you in this game after this, because the bot lane already 0-4.
Yeah,
that is...
It really hurts seeing that invade, honestly. That hurt my heart.
Yeah, you really, really hate to see it happen. You really do. It's one of those unfortunate things in League. Um, but hey, it happens sometimes.
It happens.
Can't really
They're
control
still
too
not
much.
out of it though. They can definitely come back. They have a very strong scaling.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they
Gosh.
came back from the. I mean, already Risket having a lot of influence in that bot lane. Why is I don't want to see Paladin fight. I want to see this fight. Oh, just kidding. I want to see Paladin fight now. All right, Paladin 1v1ing the top laner. That might be a solo kill, but instead he's taking so much minion damage. He's going to go ahead and end up backing off. So from there, the only thing you really see out of all the plays we just saw is that Corki used his heal. That's all that really happened out of that. And he's just going to be able to go back to lane because he's Corki. He can farm from literally a million miles away. It doesn't really matter. He's already up 13 CS, 14 CS this early. Which is really, really good for him. Even though he had to use his heal, it doesn't really matter in the end. His flash is just now coming back up. I guess right now, Risk It, Nestor, and Cookie are just going to go ahead and push out the lane a little bit, give up a little bit of pressure everywhere else on the map, let these other laners know that they're pretty much free to do whatever they want, because there's not going to be any jungle pressure. It's interesting to see the Sejuani not responding in any way, instead just getting his Gromp and just backing off, instead of seeing bot lane and using the pressure he can garner from it to affect a different lane.
Yeah, definitely this Sejuani, or at least the other team's jungler, he's not very proactive in his plays. He's mostly just reacting to what Risket does.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
But it seems to be, I mean, it happens sometimes. It worked out earlier whenever he got, I mean, he's already 1-0-2. Such a different game between the two, and I don't know if it's the draft or if it was just that first play. I mean, that first play gave it where, that gave Sivir and Nami already have that advantage in level. Oh, but Paladin going in for the 1v1 fight, but he's not going to really be able to do much. The Silas just spacing super, super well, getting that heal, but Paladin's going to go ahead and win that trade no matter what. Jax is a fun and balanced champion to play against, but as is Silas. But Nami, he's pretty much able to just free push up and do literally whatever he wants. Or the Nami. Did I say Nami? I think I said Nami.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, you definitely did.
But with that, there's a huge lane that's going to be crashing into tower for this bot side. Not really much they can do, but right now you have Paladin trying to 1v2 the opposing team's top lane. He's going to go win, but he's not going to be able to do much. He uses his Counter-Strike, but he doesn't get anything out of it, so the Corki and the Silas know they can go in without much contesting. Even if you look at the game as like 1v1s all throughout the lane, the top side, while the Silas has 2 assists, Paladin's already up 25 CS in 8 minutes. That is such a CS difference already. That's just him being able to manipulate the wave the way he wants it. Trade with the Silas enough, especially with the recent nerfs to Silas heal. It's just really, really good for him. Right here, Nestor hits 6 first somehow. I don't know how exactly he hit 6 first.
I think that's because Cookie was out of lane for a while.
Oh, right. So I guess Cookie tactically entered to make sure that his ADC
Yeah,
can
very tactical.
get that level up. But right now, I guess even though they're behind 1.5k gold, you still love to see they're still going for this dragon. They're still trying to make plays throughout the board.
Yes.
It's something that you see really good teams do. They don't really care if they're a little bit behind. They're still going to have this pressure. You're going to see a TP baited out from the top side. There's going to be a fight. Riskit's going to have to put down the wall, and just everybody's going to pretty much walk out, unless you're going to get a little bit more CC. You're going to get a little bit of CC on the Zillion. But he has R if he needs to. He uses R. Paladin goes in. He gets 1 kill on the Sivir. Cookie gets the other kill on the Nabi. They're just going to be able to turn this fight 100% around. Riskit's getting really low, but it doesn't matter because Paladin's able to just force his will on the enemy team, but he's going to end up going down. That's going to be a 2-for-3 trade and a dragon going over, or a 2-for-2 trade, excuse me, and a dragon going over to Mizzou. So overall, I think that was a really good play for them. What do you guys think about that last team fight?
I think actually the other team won that trade just because they're getting the blue, they got the summoners, and now they have the control of the map right now. Right now they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They could be setting up for risk, they could be setting up for a top invade, they could be setting up for anything right now.
You're definitely right there. It seems like Riskit wants to go for this Rift. He just pinged it, which makes me think that they're really trying to play it seems like they're playing a little bit desperate, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, they know they need to make plays to get back into this game. I just hope they don't force it too much, where they're not really going to be able to react to anything else. But
Exactly.
what's really good for Paladin there, and really good for the jungle, or excuse me, really good for him, the Jax, excuse me, he's got the 450 gold shutdown on the Sivir. I mean, he was able to beat another kill. He's already up 44 CS. That is nasty. Already up 44 CS, up a kill. Silas has 4 assists, but the experience you get from that isn't going to be as much as what Paladin's got by just having so much pressure in the early game. And that pressure explodes later in the game. I think that's really, really good for him.
Yeah, if he's this fed this early, he's just gonna be a monster late game, honestly.
Yeah, and with that, he almost gets a solo kill on the Crass fight, just doing literally whatever he wants there. Just forcing him out, having all this pressure. Bismarck gonna take a little bit of poke from that Corki. That's just what Corki does. Corki doesn't see that the Rift's going down, so Risku's gonna get that Rift for free. That's the second time he's got the Rift. Did the same thing last game to be able to get that pressure, and it seems like he's heading towards the top side to make sure he can continue the pressure that they have up there.
Yes, it looks like they're gonna go for all the plays top lane.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sejuani is very ready for this stuff.
Absolutely, and the thing is, Sejuani is right there for a reason because that control ward's there, but bot lane is going to go ahead and melt that Nami!
See, I told you, Cookie was thinking 20 steps ahead.
Yeah, he actually has 400 IQ. I said 300 earlier, he has just excelled that and moved up in IQ.
In one play.
Insane. My little pea brain. Maybe him taking the 2 kills as well might also be that. But with that,
Yeah.
I mean, they're going for this Rift play. Badger, he knows that it's happening. He's there to fight it. And Zillion's also rotating up, and Iowa State doesn't know that because they don't have the wards in that jungle. But it seems like they're not really going to do much for it. They're just going to get some free plates. Autumn's going to excel his lead a little bit more, which is really good for him. Crazy Fight's going to try to fight. There's going to be a gank in the top lane. He's just able to just move around a little bit, get a little stun. J4's coming up. Let's see what kind of move J4 can do here to try to flip this fight. He's going for the Sejuani. He's going to be after Sejuani once. He puts the R onto the Silas. That was insane. But he's going to go down for it. But better him than the Jax, honestly.
Yes, honestly. It looks like the blue team was definitely a lot more ready for that fight than our team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Corki was able to rotate up there and get the kill. Corki's already 3-0-2. That's nasty. He's already super far ahead. Those one he's 2-0-4. I mean, even if you look at the differences in items, Corki already has his Triforce, and
Yes.
Zillion doesn't even have his Ludens finished.
He doesn't even have the second item for Ludens.
Yeah, he is so far behind comparatively.
If you press X, I believe you can see the gold difference on each player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see already almost a
2,000
2k
gold
gold lead in the top lane. But the same difference is seen in the mid lane. That's wild.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be even more if the Silas didn't get all those assists as well.
Oh my god, I just noticed that Silas has 5 assists. That's a lot of kill participation.
Yeah, Silas is the support at this point.
Yeah.
I do think that the Nami is an interesting pick into the Lucian because Lucian's just able to just dash out of most bubbles to get sent his way. But I guess you could also say the same. Morgana into Sivir, not a very good matchup at all. But Paladin just going to do a little bit of poke. That's got to be so annoying to play against. Already up double the CS in 14 minutes. Now it's looking like there might be a team fight, but instead I think everybody's going to go ahead and back off a little bit, get some vision control. Paladin's going to keep controlling that. Topside just increasing his gold lead that he already has.
Yes. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but every single time that he sees Sejuani not on the top side of the map, he just pushes the lane.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it so easy for the lane to just push back onto him or for him to just have easy pressure top.
Yeah. He
Paladin is
really
actually
shows that
controlling
he's
this game.
so good. Like,
Yeah.
mentally, he seems like he's so far ahead of most other players.
Yeah.
Which is, it's really, really cool to see. I mean, he's already has 134 CS compared to the 69 that Silas has. They're going to use the R there, coming out of Nami. So Zhuani is going to try to use some abilities, try to do something, force him off. But with that, they're just going to go ahead and get that free Infernal, most likely. Unless they try to force the fight, but the TP is coming out from Silas. They might just back off this. Paladin doesn't have TP to combat it, because he had to use the TP earlier when he got ganked, and it seems like they're going to get that free drag. But
Oh no.
2 smites? What? Both smites used from both junglers, I think, on the drag, but neither of them got it.
Yes, both of them fight it, actually. Wow. That's unfortunate.
That was questionable.
I think the dragon reset like right as they went to smite, so it healed a bunch like right as they were both smited.
That is tough. You really hate to see it. Risk it, putting his body on the line for that, not really getting anything out of it. Really good from Iowa State, being able to use the pressure that they have. They know that they're a little bit ahead when it comes to the mid lane and the bot lane. I mean, Essence Reaver finished by both teams already, or by both ADCs. So not much of a difference there. But the biggest difference is the mid lane difference. Where we are going to see Zhuani coming in a gank and a stun up the Morgana, going to kill the Morgana. Lucian going to E into tower range, not going to get the kill there, and just going to head and almost go down, but the Zillion actually saved him. We're going to see a full-on fight. Such a response coming out of Mizzou there.
Very big shutdown.
Such a response, and it's going to Jax. That's who you want it to go to there. So again, you can see when you look at the bounties, Jax has a 700 gold bounty, and Corki also has a 700 gold bounty. So both doing a whole lot for their team, staying alive, being able to have a lot of pressure. That was really good from Paladin to have that influence in the bot lane. I don't think Iowa State was expecting it, and him getting that kill is really big. Now he's going to go mid. He's going to do so much damage. Instead, he's just going to have to back off a little bit. He doesn't want to die here, give up that 700 gold kill reward to Corki, because that would be awful for him.
It's kind of risky, because if he dies and he kills Corki first, Corki won't get the shutdown, but he will for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a very risky play he's doing right now.
Yeah. They're going to go for a little bit of pressure in the mid lane, Mizzou is, but not really going to get too much out of it. Just kind of sitting there, taking a little bit of XP, just chilling a little bit, waiting for the game.
They're going to dive Lucian soon.
Oh, yeah, there's 3 people coming for this
like
Lucian. There's not really much you can do. I mean, you see Risk It and you see Cookie both rotating up there. So it seems like the dive is off. They know that. Iowa State's playing really smart this game compared to last. You do have Baron coming up in 2 minutes. That's going to be a really important objective that I feel like teams are going to start to kind of play around, not put too much into it because it is only 20 minutes in. I think one of the biggest, like the most interesting things about this game already is looking at the difference in gold. I mean, there's only a 100 gold difference. Paladin just absolutely smashing this Silas, doing whatever he wants there with the lead that he has. He's up 3k gold. Top lane gold difference. Wow.
Yeah. Well, in the end, it's just going to be a skill difference. You have a Grandmaster that was D-ranked during preseason, and you have Gold 3, I believe, top lane?
I think the Gold 3 was the ADC.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Plat 3, top
Plat
lane.
3. Okay. Yeah, like there's really nothing he can do against Nick.
Yeah. We could play really, really well here. The biggest difference in gold, I mean, bot lane's pretty much even when it comes to the gold difference.
That control ward.
Yikes.
Fighting over which one of them doesn't get the last hit.
Yikes. With that, gonna force Risk It off. Gonna lose some vision around that Baron and in that jungle. We're gonna try to really get that control ward gold. Risk is gonna walk in there, do nothing. Oh, but we're gonna see Lucian getting taken out just like that. Bubble almost hitting onto the Zillion. They seem like they're just gonna get this mid tower. Really unfortunate. Zillion flash there. Where did the Zillion flash?
Nick is coming from behind though.
Oh, he is coming from behind. He's gonna get another
Yes, sir.
Zillion. They're gonna come in. J4 is gonna die, but he's gonna be diving them. But he knows that's a bad idea. And if he does that, he dies, so he just backs off of it. Alright. Lord, so the gold difference right now really isn't that much, all things considered, with an 800 gold difference, but 11-5 kill difference. That just shows, I mean, it's pretty much all Paladin in the top lane with saving the
really
gold difference.
He already has almost 10k gold, while the other guy's barely at 6k.
Yeah, there's such a difference already. He already has 2 completed items. Silas only has his Iceborne Gauntlet and 1 piece of his Zanyas. But from here, it's just going to be who team fights better at this point. Who doesn't get caught out, who secures the better vision. And making sure that their carriers can do what they need to. But then we're going to get a team fight. Lucian's going to pop his R. But that... So Sejuani's going to go down. Paladin's going to be chilling there. They're going to pop that. They're going to shoot that bubble. Put down the 2 bombs. Get the stun on him because he walked into it for some reason.
The race actually set it off.
Oh, really?
Yes, the baby race. That's actually really smart of him to put it there.
Paladin just smacked him with that lamp. He just bopped him on the forehead with his lamp like that. That is so disrespectful. Just kills the Nami. They trade 2 for 0 there. They get that drag. Going up in a drag advantage. Get all this vision. I'm going to play towards this bot side. This Paladin's able to just snowball his lead. He's worth 1,000 gold already.
Yeah.
It is insane. You're going to go ahead and look for this tower. Get some pressure down here, but Sivir's going to pop. Or they're going to see if they're going to fight. Nobody hit Paladin there, but now they're going to start hitting him. He's going to go ahead and jump away. Corky's going to use his package. Do a little bit of damage over to Paladin, but I don't think Paladin's going to die here. And if he does, it's going to be really detrimental to him. But he's just going to hop away. Flash over the wall there, and he is out. So that's a really clean tower take. You're also going to get the mid tower from that. Get a little bit more pressure around the map.
Wow, that was very clean.
It was
not only did they get bot turret, they got mid turret as well. Just by out-macroing the other team.
So good. So good. And nobody died there too. Like you would think it looked like Paladin was going to get caught out, but he is just way too slippery. I almost thought that Iowa State was going to go for that Baron there because they knew people were going to back. They would have been actually insane for that because Paladin has TP.
Yeah. I don't think the Sivir has enough damage to be able to melt it at this point.
Only has an Essence Reaver and a Static Shiv. Helps for clearing Wave, does not help for clearing out Baron.
Yeah, for sure.
The Jax, on the other hand.
Halfway to the 300 farm win condition.
Oh, there you go. Once he gets that, game's over. Instant. Paladin's going to go ahead and get some free farm. Just get even more fat. I mean, he's already looking at 10k gold compared to the 6.5k gold from the Silas. Just so huge already. Has no longer double the CS, but still so much more CS than almost everybody else in the game other than the Corki. I feel like the Corki's also going to be a big problem being 6-0-2, having 188 farm. Definitely going to be a problem, but also we're at 800 gold. If Paladin gets that 800 gold shutdown, they're going to be in a really, really good position. But right here, you're going to see that they look like they're just going to try to force the Baron out here. If they do that, you know Paladin could just TP if he wants to, but they're just going to back off. They know that's really dumb of them to try to do that, because Paladin has TB, Silas also has TB, but I feel like Paladin has so much more influence in a fight.
I think right there they were just trying to force ATP the same way we did last game. I think they forced Zillion TP. Yeah, they did.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Bismarck teleported towards mid.
Oh. Well, with that, Sejuani getting caught out, put into the wall, but Riskit's going to be the one that falls there. I guess Cookie's going to get that kill, but they're going to trade 2 for 1. Nestor still going in, just getting absolutely ripped, but Paladin just coming in and cleaning up the triple kill.
Wow.
I was wondering why Nestor was just running right back in there, but he did it to bait for Paladin coming in, knowing that Paladin was going to be able to completely wipe there. That's so good for him. Porky's going to end up going down. So overall, 4 for 3. So much better for Mizzou there. Definitely be able to take this advantage. Up 3k gold. You would have thought with the start that they had that you wouldn't be able to see this, but instead you just have such clean macro play coming out of Mizzou. And is that what you guys, is that how the preparation goes, or how exactly do you guys have this good of macro like this?
We just do a lot of scrims. Honestly, the last like 3 weeks we've done over 12 scrims, I believe.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We've been mostly working on out macroing the enemy, getting early dragons. Lane assignments. Like Nick right now, he was bot lane because he could easily bring the silence pressure there.
Mm-hmm.
But because he was bot lane, he was able to, flank from behind, get a couple kills. And we've just been practicing that, honestly.
Right, so a lot of preparation from JP is helping you guys out. And
Yes.
even for us, JP played with us C team, a little bit, and just the amount of knowledge that he would give us on things that we had no idea about was insane. Cookie just gonna run into 5.
I think he got a little bit too confident there.
Yeah, he kind of just ran in there. He didn't use his Zanya's, I don't think. I don't know if he had it up during that. He has it up now, so I don't know if he just forgot to use it or what.
Let me check if he had it up. No, it was not up yet.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess he got a little
Very
excited.
unfortunate.
A little excited. It'd be like that, though.
Yeah.
Alright. Again, the biggest difference here is Paladin being up 100 CS. They are going to go for this Baron, though. Paladin's just sitting there. They're pretty much hoping to fight this. They're going to put everything on a Paladin. Paladin's going to do a whole lot of damage, but he might actually get out here. He's actually going to kill. Almost kill. Not exactly kill, but he's actually going to go down right here, but he's going to get the Zillion ult.
Wow.
Silas might die there. He's going to get 1 kill, but he's going to go down. That's 1,000 gold going over to Silas. But even after all that, he's still worth 850. And with that, Iowa State's going to be looking for Baron. The jungler and the top laner are both out. The 2 strong people on the team, or one of the strong people, one of the people that can actually contest it. Nestor's going to run up there, try to do a little bit of damage, force him off, give him a little bit of time. Cookie's going to go ahead and stun 2 of them, flash in, and die to the Corki. With that, the Ninja's going to have to walk away like nothing happened.
Well, at least they stopped Baron, because honestly, if they got Baron, that would have been much worse than just those 2 deaths.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But they are going over to even that dragon count. An Infernal and Ocean for both. Really good for them. Mizzou definitely played that really well. They understood that they could give up a couple of kills to make sure that they can not lose Baron, because Baron is so influential right now in games.
Yes. Especially when you have a Sivir on the enemy team, you do not want to go against that wave clear, or that amount of wave clear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would just be disastrous for the base of Mizzou. It is really cool to see how Mizzou is able to use the advantage that they have to get objectives. I mean, 5 towers to 1 already, and that's just Paladin being absolutely huge and either pulling pressure or being the one that gets those towers.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff coming out of Mizzou here. Right now they're just going to hit the dragon a little bit, get that drag, so we're going to have 2 oceans compared to the 0. I don't know exactly why Iowa State didn't go for it. It might be because, I guess, Jarvan was up.
Yeah, I think they were afraid of Jarvan just stealing it.
I guess it makes sense, but instead they give it for free.
Yeah.
Interesting trade. Went from a coin flip to a 0%, but hey. I think this time right now they're going to force on the Baron, try to force a fight here.
Whoa, what are they doing?
Yeah, that's kind of suicidal, I'm not going to lie to you. They're just taking a little bit of damage, hoping the Mizzou goes in a little bit too far. They're still just poking out the Baron. Baron's at 9k health.
Yeah, Sejuani is just tanking it.
Sejuani going to go in, put an R on to Nestor. Nestor's going to go ahead and R in. Paladin's going to have to jump out. Porky's taking down to half health. Sejuani's down to half health.
Oh my god.
The Silas just walks into it, and he's going to put an ult on himself so he can go all the way in. He took the Zillion ult, and with that, they killed J4. Cookie's going to have to put himself into the stopwatch, but with that, Paladin's going to be able to get that double kill. And with that, Nestor might also go down, but instead, Badger's going to suicide for it, and Paladin's going to get this quadra kill here. Most likely, he gets the quadra kill.
Wow. That might actually be game already.
Oh my god, they played that so insanely well. I do think they're able just to end off this. I mean, 20 seconds on the Sivir. They're really going to have to blow this base up, and they might go to Baron because it might be a little bit safer. They're going for it. They are some
Because
grown
worst case
men.
Scenario, they all die. but they have no base anymore.
Absolutely. Nami's going to try to do what she can. She gets 2 bubbles, but with that, Sivir and Nami are going to have to 2v4 everybody. It's not going to matter with that. Mizzou wins the game, wins the series 2-0. Insane macro play
Wow.
coming out of Mizzou there just to assert the dominance that they have and prove that they are one of the best teams in the league right now. Really, really good stuff coming out of Mizzou there.
Yeah. Like they had a 2K deficit at some point in the early game.
Yeah, like 3 minutes or 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
It was a huge
They ended up with
deficit.
every turret, and now they have a gold lead. They don't even have enough kills, you know?
That
Like they're
was
still behind in
insane.
kills. That was all macro play.
All right, so I think with here, I'm going to go into... We'll see if we can get an interview with the winning team, University of Missouri Columbia. Just played absolutely insane macro play the entire time. Just played super, super well. Cookie looked like he was running in there and dying, but he really wasn't. He was just baiting to allow Paladin to do what Paladin does best and just take over a game when his team needs it. Just insane play and an insane job from all of the players from Mizzou to keep the mental. There's a lot of teams that the second that first play would have happened, they would have been so behind there, they would have just mentally checked out there and already went mentally next. But instead, they stayed in it, played the game it was supposed to be played, used the coaching that JP has given them, and was able to completely control the game and just do what they really needed to win the game. Such a good play coming out of the entirety of Mizzou.
I completely agree. Are we going to interview the team now?
I think so. Nobody said that I could come in now, but nobody said that I couldn't. I'm just going to go ahead and throw myself... Yeah, go ask them for me real quick.
Okay.
We just got to make sure that we can get an interview with the winning team going up 3-2 in total record with a dominant performance against Iowa State.
Yes, I believe they're still talking about the game. So JP said like around 5 minutes.
All right, that's fine. Yeah. Understandable. With that, we can go ahead and analyze this game, looking through everything. One of the biggest things I think is super important here is Jax had 5,000 or 4,000 more gold than anybody else in the entire game.
Yeah. He definitely played that really well. And Mizzou team definitely played around him really well. Just the fact that he was able to outscale the top laner and they could just, take Barons off of that, take fights top lane off of that, just because they can't stop him bot lane if he just goes there. They literally cannot.
Just completely out macroed. And JQ, what do you think about the game?
I think it was a good match from both sides. I think Iowa definitely has early game pressure and definitely wins early game, but like they just couldn't make it go long enough to make any of the early game worth it and threw their lead.
Yeah. I don't want to blame it all into one person, but I will say their jungler was letting TJ take whatever objective he wanted. He took Rift by himself. He took the Dragon with his bot lane. He was just walking all over the jungle, Sejuani was not doing very many things that game.
Yeah, I completely agree. But what we're going to do at the end of this is we're going to go ahead and throw an MPV vote for whatever you guys think was the MVP of the game. It can be anybody on the team, from Paladin 1v9 the last game and having a lot of pressure last game. It could be Riskit, who only entered a couple times. It can be Bismarck, who did what he needed to, had a really, really good game the second game, even though he was against a really oppressive lane. It can be Nestor, who some would argue 1v9 the first game with that Caitlyn, just absolutely smashed the enemy bot lane. Or it could be Cookie on the Morgana both games, who, hey, I'm Morgana and I have kill participation because I shielded somebody.
He also has 500 IQ, so he might just get my vote for that.
You're not wrong. He does have 500 IQ. So now we got some votes already. We got one vote for Paladin in the top lane. Just played absolutely insane. We got a vote for Cookie for the 500 IQ plays game 2. Intentionally feeding for the betterment of the team. You also have Robert, which is again Cookie, with 2 of them at the same time. 2 going over to Cookie for, again, just being absolutely insane with the highest IQ plays. But right now, I think with that, MVP is going to go to Cookie this game. Just absolutely, Robert played like an absolute animal. He Riskit is trying to put a vote to himself, but he was the one who asked me to make an MVP vote, and he didn't get a single vote. That is tough. But we're going to go ahead and enter into the Team A chat to talk to the winning team.
Top, whatever, right?
All right, what's up, guys?
Hey.
So I think we need to talk first to the MVP of the series, Robert.
Robert, step up. Yep.
Wait,
How did you make such big brain plays? What coaching went into it to help you use your big brain like that to secure the win for the team?
I looked at my R and then I clicked it and then I clicked my Zanya's and it's a wrap after that, honestly.
Wow.
What an absolute mechanical genius.
Takes a lot. And sometimes, wait. Sometimes I like to click flash and do it too. I want to
Yikes.
spice things up.
That's crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Just an absolute animal in the bot lane. Other than that, as a team, you guys were down 3K or 2K gold in the first 5 minutes of game 2. How'd you guys actually come back to end up winning that game?
Our original plan was to keep the bot lane ahead because we knew that there'd be pressure down there with Sivir, Harass, and Shove, as well as Sejuani is a more pressured jungle. But after things went bad early, I think because I already had a lead, we just started playing around me, and it worked well because I'm Jax.
Literally spell shield in the Jax and just letting him get in the team fights.
Yeah, we face checked a bush with all 5 of their team in it, and
level 1. That's
and
what
it ended poorly for us. So
Yeah, that was really rough to watch.
it
That was,
was rough for us.
the
too.
entire time. I was like, please don't do that. And then you all just ran right into them all. Unfortunate, but hey, whose call was that?
The invade, that was like all of us, sort. I think maybe. Yeah, pretty much all of us.
One
Do
of
you
us
know if they had vision of us for that, or were they
Yeah,
just left?
Sivir
Yes,
warded
they
that
did.
bush.
Okay.
Oh,
I
no.
see.
I think we should have probably warded.
Yeah, or I could have thrown a blind bomb.
Yeah, not just face check it.
All right. But last question that I'm gonna have here. Actually, JP's not in here. I guess I'm gonna have to do a different question. Nick, did you have something against that top laner because you did not let him play League of Legends the entire time?
Yeah, both games. No, he didn't. Honestly, if you look at his OP.GG, I don't think he plays top very much, and he definitely doesn't play it very well. I mean, he does not do anything. Like that.
Shots fired like that. All right.
Look,
I mean, he had all the space and pressure in the world. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
being
early game
the
he
best
could have played a lot.
jungler.
But he just like whooped his ass all game, especially with the free assist he got.
looking at their OP.GGs, it also looks like they went into this game tilted on a 3-game lose streak.
All of them. Yeah, man, it shows. So
It definitely does.
yeah.
Actually, I have a question for Riskit. Riskit, what took you 15 minutes to get into game 1?
I told you.
McDonald's, bro.
Did you not believe
Oh
me?
yeah,
dude?
I ordered food because I was starving. I was so hungry.
You ordered food like 20 minutes before the game was supposed to
That's
start?
what we're saying,
no,
bro.
exactly.
no. Postmates was
Yeah.
taking forever, and then it finally came at like 2:05, and I was like, "Yo, let me eat."
Yeah, we had to
So-
wait for him.
Yeah, that's
Yikes.
like performance enhancing
We
food.
figured out the secret to our team is to funnel hamburgers into Riskit's mouth when we win.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what did you have to eat so we all can play at your level?
3 cheeseburgers, a Cinemelts, and a full large Dr Pepper.
Jesus
Perfect.
Christ. You're going to turn into an absolute
Wait.
unit.
Yeah, he's gonna get big.
A Dr. Pepper with ice or without ice?
Taking notes.
With 1/4
Okay.
of ice.
Oh,
Okay.
what an animal.
All right, it was a fun game. I think we've been playing 20 times better than we used to, so I think every game will be like this, hopefully.
And in
Like this whole
preparation for, you guys have Campus Classic or whatever coming up, right?
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah.
Maybe a month or two.
It's
Yeah.
April 6th.
So, what are you guys doing to prepare for one of the biggest tournaments that you guys are going to be in this entire year?
We've just been keeping up. I'm gonna let someone else answer. We've been talking.
I mean, most of it's just scrims. We scrim 3 times a week at least,
Yeah.
if not more. Plus, we're taking these matches also, so we're playing like 4 best of 3s a week.
On top
just-
of solo queue.
yeah, on top of the solo queue.
Plus
Yes.
hour-and-a-half long VODs.
Yeah. So just practicing a lot, reviewing our mistakes, and just talking as a team, playing games outside of this game.
A lot of mistakes and comms. Oh my god, comm improvements.
Oh, yo,
have
did
been
I
neat.
flame horizon that guy?
He did both.
Yeah,
games.
both games.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, well, I just want to say congratulations to you guys. You guys played really, really, really well. You guys are a bunch of animals, and you guys smacked up Iowa State. So, good job, guys.
Hell yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and head back over to the casters.
Yeah, thank you for the cash. I want more of this
Yeah,
stuff.
thank
Every
you.
game. Dope as
Appreciate
fuck.
Hey,
Yeah,
no
man.
problem,
I'm
man. No
sorry.
problem.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially when you guys are out here smacking up. Especially
Yeah,
when
that was
Nestor's
great.
out here 1v9ing in the bot lane, just doing
Oh,
awful
yeah.
things to that.
Hey, he's
That
got
that
a
Braum
zillion,
was
right?
diamond, and he just face tanked every single Morgana Q.
It's not anymore.
That was
Yeah,
rough.
I one shot him a few times there.
I physically gasped. It was yikes. But again, I appreciate you guys talking to me. And good luck on you guys' next games. Who do you guys play next?
I'm not sure.
We won't
Do
know
not
until
know
Monday.
yet.
Yes.
All right.
Once
Well,
the rosters change.
all right, guys. Well, wish you guys best of luck.
Yep, you too, guys. Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys. So I think with that, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to sign off. I appreciate everybody coming out and watching your A team, your Mizzou team win. They played really, really well. It was a really, really fun time. But I think with that, we're gonna sign off. With me this entire time, I had JQ, Josh, JQ, Rob, who did absolutely fantastic. I appreciate that so much, JQ.
It was a pleasure to be here.
All right, and Ben joining us for the last game, giving a lot of analysis that I cannot because I'm a silver. So I really appreciate that. It's nice having somebody with a brain in here.
No, dude, you're really good at analyzing the game, actually, especially for your rank. I was actually really impressed when I was watching your first game.
I appreciate that, man. And I am Brady Topix Graves. Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time that we're able to actually stream one of these games. Thank you guys.
See ya.